Ahwefo Mama Kwaba Edibavin Bas TV. So Enra chese a debate on the legalization of LGBTQ went on in the Parliament of Ghana. Now confusion be between Murtala Muhammad, Honorable, chese a member of Parliament for Tamale Central, and Ursula Owusu chese also a member of Parliament, Ablekuma West. Moment share this short video. Mr.
Speaker, the statement I remember I made several statements, but the statement I remember vividly I made, I said every single member in this house must be allowed to debate on the issue, so we know the position of every single member of this house, those who are for it and those who are against it. I have made that statement. So if that is the statement you are asking me to withdraw, I humbly withdraw that statement.
Mr. Speaker, I sat here and repeatedly heard Honorable Murtala refer to me as a practitioner of LGBT to the hearing of everyone in this house. I sat here and repeatedly heard him
Honorable Minister,
shout at the top of his voice and refer to me as a practitioner of LGBTQ. And every single last one of you is behaving as if you didn't hear it. And if in response to that I say he is mad, it is only a madman who will refer to his colleague in this house as a practitioner of LGBTQ when you haven't seen me having sexual intercourse with your wife or your daughter or your mother.
I don't know Mama Kwaba Edibavin Bas TV. So when you subscribe here my YouTube channel, a dear use YouTube Vimbas. Yes, subscribe and turn notification on. And officially Parliament of Ghana be a flaw and say oh, you're a member of Parliament now oh, you're for or against the legalization of Trυμυ Ghana. Chese speak for or against. Now a lot of MPs in a Kasai now there of course the most controversy a Honorable Ursula Owusu, member of Parliament for Ablekuma West on the ticket of NPP. And now, chese oye submission or Kasai say as members of Parliament, my promise someone who say you protect the right of every Ghanaian. Now, ye LGBTQ no almost so ye Ghanaian, ye make sure say ye be protected omo right. Or to also say ye pese ye Trυμυ illegal Ghana. And ye oral sex, that is sex through the mouth, anal sex, Trυμυ, any the use of sex toys, just a toys are in ma sebi, a tied a using a have sex, ye and non so illegal in Ghana because Ninyan so illegal, yen passing as a law. That was the submission of Ursula Owusu Now Emra Okasa and Honorable Murtala Muhammad, member of Parliament for Tamale Central. Eka bibi se ono kra Ursula Owusu no oka LGBT4 ne ho. Emra Okasa no chese anye Ursula Owusu no defend the LGBT4 no de chese back and forth in Parliament. Now, those particular videos of what actually transpired between Ursula Owusu and Murtala Muhammad. Now, I see free confusion to submission of Ursula Owusu. Therefore, I bring chair a comment session. My Vimbas TV so.
Honorable Minority Leadership, I will instruct that you urge your member to withdraw that statement.
Mr. Speaker, the statement I remember I made several statements, but the statement I remember vividly I made, I said every single member in this house must be allowed to debate on the issue, so we know the position of every single member of this house, those who are for it and those who are against it. I have made that statement. So if that is the statement you are asking me to withdraw, I humbly withdraw that statement.
Honorable member, you made a specific statement in relation to the minister. Leader, please urge your member to withdraw that statement.
Mr. Speaker, every single statement I have made, I am withdrawing every single statement. But Mr. Speaker, it is fair that Honorable Ursula Owusu, strangely,
If you
the
are
Honorable
finished.
former minister seated
If
by
you are
her
finished,
is not
it's
aware
okay.
she made some statement.
If you are
Also
finished.
withdraw every statement she made.
If you are finished, it's okay. Honorable Minister, can you apologize for the gestures that you...
Mr. Speaker, I sat here and repeatedly heard Honorable Murtala refer to me as a practitioner of LGBT to the hearing of everyone in this house. I sat here and repeatedly heard him
Honorable Minister.
shout at the top of his voice and refer to me as a practitioner of LGBTQ. And every single last one of you is behaving as if you didn't hear it. And if in response to that I say he is mad, it is only a madman who will refer to his colleague in this house as a practitioner of LGBTQ when you haven't seen me having sexual intercourse with your wife or your daughter or your mother.
Honorable Minister.
When you haven't caught me having sexual intercourse with your wife or your daughter or your mother.
Honorable
You sit
Minister.
there and refer to me in those terms. In those terms.
Honorable Minister.
And we call ourselves honorable members of this house. When you all hear it and pretend that suddenly you've lost your sense of hearing.
Honorable Minister. So let him come to Honorable Member for Ablekuma. Is this out? Ablekuma West. Honorable Minister for Communication. Honorable, you have the floor now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, a few years ago, the Parliamentarians for Global Action, a parliamentary NGO of which Ghana plays a very active part, came to hold its meetings in Accra. And in the course of their deliberations, this issue of decriminalizing Act 20, Section 99 of Act 29, unnatural carnal knowledge and the impact on the LGBTQ community came up. And I indicated to them, because I was the country director for Ghana on the LGBTQ, on the PGA at the time, that there is no way any member of this house would ever stand publicly in support of decriminalizing Section 99 of Act 29, unnatural carnal knowledge, of doing anything to promote the activities of the LGBTQ community. However, what we can do is to ensure that the human rights of every Ghanaian citizen are protected in line with our constitution, and that nobody is discriminated against because of their beliefs or sexual orientation. Mr. Speaker, as members of this House, as has been indicated, all of us are in favor and have sworn to protect the values that makes us uniquely Ghanaian, and that includes our cultural and social values. In every community in this country, we know of somebody who is a homosexual, and that is why every community in this country, we know of somebody who is a homosexual, and that is why our language has a description for that practice. There is nowhere.
Honorable members, let's be tolerant. Please, let's listen to her. I mean, you get.
If our language has a description for a practice, it means it exists, unless you want to dispute that fact. However, I am not interested in what anybody does in the privacy of their own home, in what any sexual activity anybody indulges in the privacy of their own home, homosexual or heterosexual. It is incumbent on us as members of Parliament to craft a piece of legislation that protects the fundamental human rights of all Ghanaians, regardless of whatever beliefs they may have. We swore as members of parliament. Now if you listen to me, maybe you will see where I'm coming from. Relax. Because you have an assumption which is wrong.
Honorable members,
Let's listen.
honorable members, the murmuring will not solve the problem. Please, let's be tolerant.
It is
You'll get
incumbent
opportunity
on
to
us.
also do your contribution, please. Yes, honorable, let's hear you.
It is incumbent on us as members of parliament to craft a piece of legislation that is not in conflict with our constitution or existing legislation. And so I commend the committee for the extensive work that they have done to clean up the bill that was presented to us and to come up with the amendments that they have proposed. And if the sponsors of the committee will bear us out, we took active interest in the work at the committee stage because of our interest in crafting a piece of legislation which respects the constitution and the laws of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, I'm glad that ultimately the document that has been presented largely states the position of the majority of Ghanaians on this matter and captures the feelings of the states, of our citizens as at now. A few years ago, His Excellency the President was granting an interview in Canada and was asked a similar a question, and he indicated that at this particular point in time, there is no sentiment in this country for legalizing LGBTQ or same-sex marriages at this point in time, which is exactly what Honorable Appiah-Kubi indicated, that no member of this House is against the principle of this legislation, because we all know from the communities we come from that there is nobody who is advocating for same-sex marriage or for the promotion of this activity in our community. Maybe 100 years from now, there may be, you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Please, he said maybe doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Honorable members,
maybe 100 years from now, some Ghanaians may decide that they want it. You and I will not be there. Now it is also interesting that the amendments proposed by the committee largely restates and expands the provisions on our natural carnal knowledge in our criminal code as at today. But Mr. Speaker, Section 99 of Act 29, which has been observed more in the breach, is gender neutral. And so, for the avoidance of doubt and for the information of all Ghanaians, oral sex, anal sex, regardless of whether it is between man and man or woman and woman, is illegal under our law. So if there is anybody who is practicing oral sex or anal sex today on a man or a woman, please note that what you're doing is against the existing law of this country, because it is a natural carnal knowledge. And so I will urge any woman, any young girl who is being subjected to any such practice under the guise of heterosexual sex, to know that what she is being asked to do is against our law, and to seek help from the police to stop that act from happening. Mr. Speaker, oral sex is a natural carnal knowledge. Anal sex is a natural carnal knowledge. Use of sex toys is a natural carnal knowledge. Whether you do it on a man or a woman, and we need to recognize that and enforce the law of the land as it stands today.
Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Yes, Honorable, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, a lot of women are suffering in silence. A lot of women and young girls are suffering in silence, being subjected to sexual practices which they do not like, and being threatened with all manner of punishment if they don't succumb, including losing their marriages. But I want all Ghanaian women to know that we have a law today which protects you from non-consensual acts which flout our law. And so if you are being asked to perform oral sex or anal sex and you don't like it, say no. Say no to it if you don't like it. Mr. Speaker, the bill as presented also had some serious challenges. The bill as presented also had some challenges. And so I'm glad the committee has worked to propose the deletion of certain clauses. Because under the definition of Ghanaian family values, if we had allowed it to stand, divorce would have been a criminal act, being single would have been a criminal act, choosing not to have children would have been a criminal act, being lazy would have been a criminal act, not participating in communal labor would have been a criminal act. It is all there. It is all there. So I'm glad the committee has worked to propose the deletion of some of these clauses. And Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to lend my support to the passage of this bill with the amendments as proposed by the committee. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much.
Adolfo, submission I'm a Honorable Ursula Owusu, our Member of Parliament for Ablekuma West on the ticket of NPP. Now, Murtala Muhammad and so Member of Parliament for Tamale Central on the ticket of NDC. And just making some funny comment calling Ursula Owusu so and also eka LGBT4. Muntina just defend their anye Honorable Ursula Owusu. Emma just a back and forth confusion be. So any update on this particular development, for the meantime, the another video submission Honorable Sam George, and so subscribe to my YouTube channel, send the more interesting videos. Vimbas TV, so and that's CP.
Vimbas TV.